Y'all ready to hop into another ice bath with me? This time around, we're rocking with the ice barrel. I've been freezing my butt off with this bad boy for quite a while. So you know what time it is? It's time for me to break down my experience for you guys. What's up everybody? It's Jake back at the BarBend Garage Gym with another review ready to go for y'all. This time around, we've got the ice barrel. In this video, I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know about this cold plunge, from the price and the features, some things I like and don't like, and of course, who should or maybe should not buy one of these. But before I get started with all of that, I gotta let you know, we've reviewed a ton of cold plunges on BarBend.com. So if you wanna browse our best list, just go ahead and search BarBend Best Cold Plunges, and you can find out for yourself which one cracks that #1 spot. Okay, so what do I like about the ice barrel? Well, for starters, it's got a really compact design, which literally is in the shape of a barrel. It only weighs 55 pounds when it's empty, so once you drain it, you can literally move this thing around wherever you want. Speaking of draining it, that's a really simple process thanks to the hose hookup located right on the front of the barrel. The lid as well as the cover that comes with your purchase are both designed to keep your water temperature at that exact temperature you want for around 1 to 3 days, but that could definitely change depending on how hot it is outside during the summer. Good news is during the winter, you might not actually need ice, which is really cool. Okay, so let's talk about a few issues you might run into with the ice barrel. Let's talk about wastefulness first. So you're gonna have to use a lot of water and a lot of ice with the ice barrel, so definitely run into that problem of being wasteful. So just a little example here. When I first got mine, I put 40 pounds of ice in here and then went to go fill it up with water. All my ice was melted in about 10 minutes. Now, it's warm out, it's the middle of summer right now, so that definitely impacted that a little bit, but that's definitely something worth mentioning. So I actually went and bought 40 more pounds of ice, dumped that in after the water was all in there, and that ice was also melted. So definitely something worth mentioning right there. I also think it'd be really cool if there was a seat built into the barrel itself. That way, you have something to sit on, but it's also gonna double as a step for you to get out of the barrel, because it can definitely be a little bit tricky when you go to get out and obviously you're soaking wet. The water definitely gets cold, don't get me wrong, but it might not stay as cold as some other cold plunges that I've reviewed for y'all, especially when it's hot outside, because it might not be as insulated, as an acrylic or a fiberglass tub may be. Lastly is gonna be the price. You can purchase an ice barrel for right around $1,200, and I gotta say that's pretty expensive considering it's a plastic barrel and there's not a whole lot of features here for you to work with. But at the same time, if you're somebody who's tight on space and you want a designated plunging area, this is a good option for you. And if you're somebody who lives in an area that gets really cold or stays relatively cold, then this is probably gonna be your best bet too, since you won't have to use that much ice. Okay, so let's hop into the price now. Once again, you can purchase an ice barrel for right around $1,200, but once you tack on your shipping, it's basically $1,300. Now, once again, that's a pretty big chunk of change for a plastic barrel with not many features. You could spend about $800 more or so and get a cold plunge that regulates your temperature and even filters your water. But, if you're tight on space, or, like I said, you live somewhere that gets really cold in the winter months and kind of stays cold year round, this is a really, really good option for you to consider. Okay, so since the ice barrel does not filter your water for you, you definitely want to snag that water maintenance kit. It's priced right around 130 bucks. It's going to include some Epsom salt, water stabilizer, cleaning soap, a brush to scrub the barrel inside and out, as well as a skimmer net and a thermometer. Now, you can purchase all of those separately if you want to, but you're probably gonna wind up spending more money in the long run. You can also purchase a replacement step stool, stand, lid, and cover if you ever need to. Okay, so when it comes to the build, there's really not a whole lot to explain here. It's a plastic barrel. Everything here is in fact made of plastic, but it is insulated. So once you toss this lid on and you throw the cover over it as well, it's designed, keep that water temperature locked in for at least a day, maybe even up to 3 days, depending on the temperature outside, of course. It's just under 4 feet tall, just under 3 feet wide, and the opening is a little bit over 2 feet wide itself. It can hold up to 105 gallons of water. It only took me about 15 minutes for it to fill up. All right, so let's talk accessories now. Everything other than that water maintenance kit is actually included with your purchase, so that's really nice. Now, I'm talking about the step stool, the stand for the barrel, the lid, and of course the cover. It's all gonna come with that original purchase. But if you ever need to replace any of these parts, or maybe you just want to get the skimmer net, whatever it may be, you can head over to their website and you'll find all of the accessories listed right there for you. So once again, that water maintenance kit is right around 130 bucks. Epsom salt's basically $16. The water stabilizer is right around 50. Cleaning soap's about 15 bucks. Cleaning brush is about $11. The net's around $20. That thermometer is around $14. Now, step stool is about 46 bucks or so, and the replacement cover and the replacement stand, as well as the lid, are all right around $100. All right, guys, let's go and do a quick walk around now with the ice barrel. Once again, this is all plastic right here. It is insulated though, so once you have this lid on here, as well as that tarp cover that goes over it, that's gonna keep that water temperature where you want it to be for at least a day, maybe even up to 3 days, depending on how hot or cold it is outside. Draining the tub is super easy. All you have to do is hook up your hose, or not, doesn't really matter, and you can twist this nozzle right here and that water is gonna free flow on out of there. Now, once again, everything's made of plastic. That's including the step, it's including the stand right there. And you know what? What kind of a video would this be if I didn't hop in here? So I'm gonna do that, but before, why don't we go ahead and toss some more ice in here. And let's get to it. That's cold, all right. All right. Woo! All right, so speaking of benefits, who should purchase the ice barrel? Well, this is designed to be a space saver. So if you're tight on space and you do in fact want yourself a designated cold plunge, this might be the best option out there, aside from using a bathtub or a clean trash can. Hopefully it's clean. It's made of plastic, so it's gonna be super easy to clean. It only weighs 55 pounds when it's empty, so you can always, move it around whenever necessary. And finishing off with the benefits, there's a lot of benefits with cold water therapy, from inflammation to muscle recovery, even overall brain health. It stimulates more blood flow to your brain. So if you want those benefits, I think this is a really good option for you to consider. All right, now what about the people who might not want to purchase the ice barrel? Well, it's kind of expensive for a plastic barrel, right? $1,300 is a good chunk of change. So, you could always use a bathtub or a trash can even if you wanted to, but this is a nice designated area. It just might be a little bit expensive for some people. Talk about water regulation as well. Water definitely stays cold in here, but it might not stay as cold as a cold plunge that's made of acrylic or even fiberglass. And continuing with that, this isn't going to regulate your temperature for you. So if you do want a cold plunge, it's going to take care of all of that. You might want to check out some other options that are online. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today on the ice barrel. This thing's pretty sweet. I was a little skeptical about the size of it at first. I've talked about in my other cold plunge videos that something like this may lead to some heat pockets in your legs, but honestly, I feel totally fine right now. I don't feel like I'm having to deal with that whatsoever. This is a great space-saving option. It is kind of expensive. It's around $1,300 with shipping, so that might be a bit of a turnoff for some people. But in the winter months, it's really nice. You might not have to deal with any ice whatsoever. Thanks for hanging out with me, all. I hope this video was really helpful and I was able to answer any questions you may have about the ice barrel. As always, stay posted for my next video, but for now, head over to BarBend.com and you can read more about this product right here. Just search BarBend Ice Barrel Review. You'll find everything that I talked about here today. I'll catch y'all next time.